Alrighty, good morning guys. We are back at the pad. I've got a little bit of maintenance to do. I've got to install my heater, a new heater. And I thought I would take this time to talk about, after about 18 months of having our Ford Transit Trail built out and used, that we would talk about it. If you watch some of the other van build videos for way back, I always talked about you do your own thing, you make your own van, you make your own choices, and understand that, those may change. And we have made some changes since we started. Let's go around the outside here. And today we'll also talk about the trail and the transit trail, which they don't offer as a package anymore. They only offered it for, I don't even know, 6 months or a year. And then I think they had some issues, so they stopped offering it. So I'll talk about if I think that was good for us or not, and what impacts we've had. So when I first built the van, excuse me. So when we first built the van, I had originally ordered the inverter charger, but I was still weary of putting the inverter charger, and putting the hole in the wall. And I didn't really find the need because we didn't have a big electricity draw. But we now have a big electricity draw, so I'll talk about that in a second. So I ended up bringing in the inverter charger, and I'll show you on the inside in a second. And I added the plug right here, a 30 amp plug, so I can go to a campground if I need to and plug in for shore power. So why do we need shore power? Let me get over here, see if I can show you better. I'm gonna have to go farther away. You can see up on the roof is a out-equip air conditioner heater. So it's actually a heat pump. And we got that because we have the dogs. And having the dogs around and going places, especially when it gets hot, becomes problematic. There's more than enough battery for us to go somewhere and do like 2 hour, 3 hour, even 4 hours out, and have the battery keep the air conditioner running. I gotta put my sunglasses on, sorry guys. Keep the air conditioner running and keep the van cool. That air conditioner will cool the van perfect. It is a 12 volt. It comes with 6 gauge, 14 foot of 6 gauge wire already attached to it. And you can run the wire outside or inside. The installation took me a little while. I was having problems with our Max Air fan. I don't know if you've been seeing a lot of noise out there about Max Air fans being problematic. Well, ours was definitely being problematic. And so I took that out and put that air conditioner. It fits in the exact same spot. On a note about the air fan, Max Air fan, I don't think that's a Max Air fan. Maybe it's a Ford install or whoever installed it, but 3 or 4 of the screws were completely rusted and seized, so I actually had to rip them in through the metal on the roof. I sanded them all up, cleaned them, painted them with Rust-Oleum and everything to hopefully fix that issue. So we put the air conditioner in maybe a month ago. Because our heater died. If you're following our videos, the video where we go to Grand Tetons, our heater died, Yellowstone and Grand Tetons, and because it died, we made it through. We were fine. Temperatures were getting down in the mid to upper 20s at night, and for the highs on like 40s. And what I would do is just turn the van on and run it for a half hour, because the van has a mode where you can turn it on and it'll automatically shut off after half an hour. So we ran the van to warm the heater up, the van up a little bit, and we'd wake up in the morning and it'd be like 40 something inside. Jen and I like it comfy, and it worked. We were gonna go back to Yellowstone on April 17th when it opened from West Yellowstone, and the temperature forecast was 9 for the low and like 12 or 15 for the high. Too cold, so we left. Which made me think, okay, well, I need a heater. I have to fix the heater. But we thought, well, summer coming, we don't need a heater. right now, but we might need the air conditioner. That outside or Opt-Equip air conditioner was $9.50 on Amazon, and it does heating and cooling again. It has a remote control, and I'll show you a little bit about inside. It works great. The air conditioning works great. The heating works great. However, if you're going to use heating like all night long, we probably wouldn't have run the battery out because it turns on and off. But I'm frugal when it comes to my battery usage, let's say. I don't like to get down below 50 or 40%. So it was time to add the shore power. So we added the shore power. It gave us the option to go to a campsite where we can plug in and have nice warm camper overnight long. For us, that's a big desire. For you guys, it might not be. All right, I'm going to show you the inverter here in 1 sec. Alrighty, so underneath here, I had to push the drawer out. I'm under the bed. I didn't feel like putting it up. I had to push the drawer out, and I'll lift up the panel here. And back here, you can see now my larger Renogy inverter charger. A little bit of rework in the electric I've done. I tried to clean it up a little bit better to make it a little neater in there. Better access to the components. And I'm still not completely done back here. I'm going to do something with the drawer maybe a little bit different. And I'm not sure about this panel, how I have this door open right now. How I have to lift it up because it's problematic. I have to basically push the drawer all the way out in order to get in here. But I haven't come up with a solution yet. So that's the inverter charger. We also added the added a Victron solar charger back there for my solar panels. I'm going to potentially add a full roof rack and probably significantly more solar. 400 to 600 amps or watts of solar. Okay, maybe back up here a little bit. Okay, so the other thing I did here was this was one little door and it was closed off. And again, because I have the drawer usually in here, it was hard to get to this stuff. And this stuff is like fishing backpacks, hiking backpack, fly fishing gear, waders. It was hard to get to it. So what I did was I just trimmed off the face and then reworked it with just some bungee in the front to keep it in. Of course, once the drawer's in, the bungee is not going to let it out. Also, underneath the bed, right here is our table storage. So we store our table here. I have to come up with a better way to lock it in place. Right now I'm just using this little cord, but I need to come up with some kind of a lever or a swing piece of wood or something to lock it in place. It just rests on some little wood that I snuck up there real quick. Okay, so we'll take a look at the air conditioner. Air conditioner is right here. It has 4 little directional swivel vents. The internal right here. And let's turn it on and so you can hear how loud it is. The air conditioner is on. I'm going to crank it down low so it tries to come on good so you can hear the volume. Now the speaker is just, my microphone is only about 1.5 feet from it, and it is kicking on now on full blown mode. It has several settings. Again, it's a heater, air conditioner, and it has an eco mode and a sleep mode. And the eco mode turns it down pretty good, and the sleep mode is pretty quiet. I think on sleep mode it only pulls like 20 amps or something. Let's see if we can see what kind of pull we're getting here. So right now it looks like it's pulling 28 amps. So it doesn't pull, it's pulling 20 amps right now. Well, a little bit more because we also have solar on the roof that's charging. So this guy's pretty good. I'm definitely happy with this air conditioner. But if we're gonna use it all night, we need we need shore power, or I mean all day for the sun, and we're parked. We either need shore power, or we're gonna need probably 800 amps or 600 amps of solar. And that's where I plan to get that's why I plan to get the big roof rack, so I can get at least 400 more watts of solar. So I have 200 on the roof right now. If I could manage 800 watts on the roof, solar panels. I'm sorry, the fan is off now. If I could manage to get 800 watts of solar panels on the roof, and during a days where it's sunny, we could expect hopefully 600 to 700 watts, or about 40 to 50 amps, and that'll easily cover the air conditioner. So we could theoretically sit outside in a hot area, Utah, Arizona, Washington. It gets hot in Washington in the summer, and not have to worry about being plugged in. That'll be nice. It's all about options for us. It's a nice option right now to be able to go plug in if we need to, and if we have solar, it'll be nice to be able to run them on there. Again, the battery is enough to easily park and leave the dogs in the van for a couple hours. With the air conditioner on, it'll keep this van nice and cool. So let me show you real quick. Here is my new heater. It basically looks like the old one. Again, if you followed my build videos, you'll know that the original gas heater I got was from eBay, and it was $99. And we used that thing. That was one of the first things I installed in the van after the floor, and it worked great for a solid 2 years, because I installed that thing probably, like I said, early in after we got the van. So it worked great for a good solid 2 years. Again, for $99. Now this one I couldn't find another one on eBay to replace it for $99. And so I ended up finding this, and it was like $650 for the gas heater that ties straight into the van's gas. And I'll put that in today, and that gives us the ability to not have to worry about heating overnight, which is important to us. All right, so some of the other changes, if you're watching our video, you know we have our Starlink. So I have a 12 to 24, that's a little Starlink converter plug, and a switch to turn it on and off. It gets loose, so it makes the connection of the satellite misbehave. So I need to come up with a better plug here for it, and then I can use that 12 volt plug instead of having to plug it in down here in my 120, which is fine, but I don't really care to do that all the time. You also see we plugged in a Dyson vacuum. It's the car vac, and I bought the extension tube on Amazon for like, I don't know, $20 or $30. So it's like a full extension for a vacuum. Jen likes to vacuum and keep things clean. You'll see down here the bench. If you're watching some of our videos, you'll see that we have this bench now. We used to have the potty over there close to the closet area, and we had it was all kind of temporary. This is more theoretically permanent, but like I say, everything in here is changeable, and we may or may not change it again. So I also put the couch padding and everything on. So this has a little shock arms to keep it up, and we're not done inside of here yet. I think we're going to put some vertical space management mechanisms inside here to help keep it clean and organized. In van and RV and all this stuff, when you're in a small space, everything easily goes awry when you're trying to put stuff away. So our goal is to keep it as organized as possible. In that blue box right now is all the tool type stuff. I'll get in there and I'll show you real quick. It's like socket wrench, drill guns, extra parts, screws, flashlights, all that kind of stuff is in here because you never know what you're going to need when you're out and about in the van. And then down there is my toolbox where I have, again, more 80-20 screws replacement, the wrenches for the 80-20, wiring, electrical lights, all this kind of little stuff. We have our garbage bags there, and this little shoe holder, which kind of works, kind of doesn't. The jury's out on it, but it helps to keep the shoes out of the way. And then of course the potty's right here. Those are the major changes that we've accomplished so far. But those aren't going to be all the changes. I think I've been really contemplating changing the sink out. Our sink is actually pretty deep, but doesn't need to be that deep. And that's impacting where our fridge goes. And I've been really tossing and turning the idea of replacing the fridge from our little drawer fridge with a door, like a regular door fridge. And it's probably the least likely thing we'll do because everything works right now. It's just a little inconvenient with our latch mechanism for the door for our fridge area right now. But getting in the fridge, because it's the chest fridge, it's sometimes it's hard to get access to everything because everything gets piled up. So I think it's really just a first world problem, which we may or may not actually solve. A few tips of some things that we do as we use our van, because we've used it a lot now. We've driven probably 25,000 miles of travel in the van, and all of it, we love it. So we have some of the metal still exposed here and there on the van. So for example, let me turn the thing around. I'll talk to you that way. The door. You'll see these. We bought these on Amazon. These are some very strong magnets, hooks. We have these other round ones here because we didn't find them last time, so we ordered. But these little magnetic hooks are great. You can see we have a leash here. What we'll do often is after we take a shower, we'll hang our towel here to let it, be completely available to get air to dry out. And then you can see right here, Jen currently has like the dog toys in a bag there. But these are so incredibly versatile because, again, when you're in the van, you have no space. You have to find and utilize every place you can. And these magnets are only, I think, like $8, like sets of 2 and 3 on Amazon. And this, again, these little ring ones, these are, I think, like 50, 40 pounders, and they're pretty strong. You can see it takes a little effort to pull them off. But we have them just here randomly. I have one on the back door. Of course, the door's open right now. But when I go to bed at night, I don't like to wear a shirt. I'm kind of constraining, so I just hang a little on the little hook on the back door. And if you don't like it there, you can move it. That's the beautiful thing. In, out, bing, bang, boom. Up here, we have our blink cameras. These were from the house, and I have this metal bar so I can hold them on with the magnet there. And then if we go out somewhere, and I want to outside the van, so I think I broke it. So if we have the 3 blink cameras, external ones, so they have magnetic backing, so they can go on the van without marring it. Maple, come here. Maple wants to get out, but she brought herself in. Come on. Go on. Go. Back to the camera. So I have 3 of them, so I can put them. I usually put one on this door, one on the driver's side door, and then one at the back if we're going to be in a place. So maybe like for wildlife or human life, want to kind of keep your eye on them. And then we have the controller in here so we can see it. And the other thing is they have temperature sensors in there, and you can set an alarm on them. So if we are out and the dogs are in here, I can set the alarm. It'll monitor the temperature inside the van and alert me if it gets hot or cold, or too hot or too cold in here. I don't know if you noticed this here, but the door isn't all the way open, but it's holding. And let me show you that real quick. Okay, so For $17, you can buy this little itty bitty stopper. It just has a smallest little bump there, and it holds the wheel. It doesn't hold it to where it's hard to get by, but it gives you a place to open the door as far as you need to and hold it. So let me show you again here real quick. So we'll open, and it goes, and there it hits it, and there it's in. So you'll notice in here, the wheel is just resting in that little bump. So you could add more of them. You could have one back here if you wanted to. So we have it so that the door is open this much, and it stays there. So if you're on an incline or decline, it won't just go all the way. So we're kind of thinking about having it so it also is about right here. So it just kind of exposes this. But you can see the van is crooked because it rolled all the way. And then if I bring it back up, there, it stops. So it's staying. So again, the van is not level. So if I open the door, it'll go all the way down to the end, which is probably fine. Many people probably don't have any issue if they do that. And that's a great plan for you. Alrighty guys, so let's talk about the transit trail itself. That was a model or a feature set, or you're gonna call it, that you could choose in 2023 for a little while. We ordered ours at 2022, I think actually, because we ordered our transit trail right after they announced that they were making it an option package. And it comes with a bunch of upgrades. It came with the little inverter, which was garbage. Take that thing right out. Came with the lift kit, an inch and a half, I think, lift, or 2-inch lift, factory installed. Came with larger tires. Came with the running boards. Came with is the all-wheel drive version. The 310 horsepower V6 EcoBoost. Came with a bunch of options. Not a bunch, but multiple options. It took about a year. I think we ordered it in November 2022. And we got it like January 31st of 2024. And of course, there were issues. Not with us. We never experienced a single issue with our trail so far. We now have 43,000 miles on it, but there were a lot of recalls. And quite frankly, I don't care about recalls because Ford takes care of everything. Most of the recalls were all addressed in a half a day. Once I got scheduled, they took go in, take the van in, drop it off. And one of the biggest changes they made were the tires. Let me show you the tires. So apparently the wheels and tires they had here before were just slightly too big, and if you happen to be turning and I think putting down pressure, they would rub the inside. So at 15,000 miles, they came up with a solution. They did some work on the inside there, and they gave us new tires. So after 15,000 miles of driving, we got brand new tires. And that's what they are. Now, these guys right here are Goodyear Wrangler Workhorse AT. They are 235/65 R16s, and the other ones I think were wider. I don't remember exactly, but again, I don't care. I don't care if there are recalls and they have to fix it because they do it on their dime. And I think because of this, they also ended up, I can't say this for everybody, but I now have I got 10 free oil changes. And the van doesn't want oil changes till every 10,000 miles. So that gives me basically 100,000 miles worth of $99 services that I don't have to pay for. And I don't know if they threw it in because of the trail quote issues. Again, I don't really care. We've had no problems with our van. It's always worked spectacularly. Now Thursday, I have to take the van in for, I think it might be engine mount bolts they're replacing. Again, they're doing it. I don't have to do it. I don't care what they do as long as they take care of, make sure it's safe. They did also something with the steering column. They had some bolt or something that could go bad. They also sent me an interesting recall on, it's basically like a, if you need it. I think it has to do with the transfer case. They said some Ford Transits, or maybe it's Transit, I don't know if it has to do with the trail, but have an issue with the transfer case having problems. So I have till 100,000 miles. I can take it in and get it done, or if it needs it, I can take it in and get it done. So they basically gave me a get out of jail free card on that, I guess that's the best way to say it. We love this van for the power. There's no hill I can't, whiz bang up on the freeway. We can cruise and hit the gas going fast and accelerate uphill, get by big trucks if we need to. It works great. I would not trade it for, another vehicle at this point. Maybe if down the road we get, to have some 900-mile EV, then maybe the next version will be that. But this guy is going to do great. It's great for us. I think a lot of times they'll talk about it around 100,000 miles or so. You might need to replace the transmission. I mean, if that's the case, replacing a transmission for $12,000 or $15,000 is a lot cheaper than buying a new van. We get it maintenance. We get all the maintenance done on it every time. We use the Ford dealer in Bellingham. That's where we bought it, but we're just here. But we also know that we can go to any Ford dealer across the country, and they can service the van if we need to, or work on it. We've put about 25,000 miles of driving, I think, on this last year and a half. We've made multiple trips down southwest where we've put 2 to 3,000 miles. So we've done like 4 of those trips in the last year. We've been, in the last 12 months, we went down to Yosemite and Death Valley, and we went down to Vegas, and then we've been down to Utah, been down to Death Valley twice. So we're putting miles on it now, and it works great. So was the trail a bad buy? I would say for us, no. I like that all of the big stuff is under Ford's management, meaning if the lift for some reason they decide, there's some kind of a recall on it, they're gonna take care of it for me and recall and do the work. I don't have to go to like Joe's shop who installed a great lift and they give me a warranty, but it's in BFE, wherever. I can go to any Ford place and get it worked on if need be, or if there's a recall while we're out and it's part of the deal. I can take it to any Ford dealership, which I like. I guess, guys, that's kind of it for where we're at currently. Again, if I might do another update on it if we do the fridge swap out and the sink swap out. But at this point, the van is doing us great. We plan to go to BC next week for a week or so. Have fun up there. Hopefully get some golf in up there at Banff Springs. All in all, this has been our van, and our activities have far exceeded what we thought we would have done and got to do with it. Jen and I are very fly by the seat of our pants on our trips, so a lot of times we just don't know where we're going. We know we're going that way, and on the way we do what we do. So yeah, guys, I appreciate all the followers and the likes, and love to hear comments. If you guys have any comments on our activities so far and the van in general, if you hit the like button, you'll get a little plane. It looks like a little plane. The like button will turn to a plane as it turns over to the thumbs up. You guys keep checking along, and We will see you next time.